All right. Back on Butcher Sports for the last segment today. We're going to talk a little bit of, I think, your favorite team in the NFL. Let's talk about the Patriots.
The great Patriots.
1-1. Showed out last week against the Saints.
Yeah.
All right, but I think that's more indicative of what they really are. I know the Saints are a little down, but I think that the Patriots, you know, the typical thing with the Patriots is somebody gets hurt, somebody gets traded, somebody's gone from their last roster, and they really lost a big piece, you know, Julian Edelman this year.
Yeah, man.
And they're playing with some other injuries too. I mean, Gronk and things like that, right? But, you know, I still don't think that, in other words, I do think that Brady is good enough and Belichick's good enough to overcome those things, and their defense has not shown where they're going to be. I think ultimately they're going to be a great defense, I think, this year.
I've learned with the Patriots to just wait until like week 8 or 9 because they grow, they change, and we're a different team every week regardless. But you can see Malcolm Butler's playing a little down, and he said it himself because we had Eric Rowe playing second corner besides Gilmore. Our speed at our linebackers aren't as fast as we used to. We did lose Nikovic right in training camp is when he decided to go. Dante Hightower got hurt that first game.
When he comes back, that's going to be a difference maker.
It's going to be a big difference maker. I think Edelman in the slot not being there. We can't put Amendola in the slot. The slot, you're right up there at the line of scrimmage. You're going to get hit first, and Amendola can't take a mosquito falling on his shoulder. But it's okay. When he's great, he's great. You know, in the Chiefs game, people forget he had only dropped like 2 passes.
Right.
He had a nice amount of yards before he got knocked out. But I think if our running backs come in, if Gronk is Gronk, at the end of the day, Gronk is a bad boy.
He is.
If Gronk is Gronk, if Cooks, if we can get that long ball, if our offensive line can protect Brady, I believe in Belichick. I believe in his preparation. I believe in the culture of our team, and no offense in our division can beat us.
No. In honesty, that division helps quite a bit. I mean, you already have the best team. I believe it's still the best team, the best coach in the NFL. And I think you're right. You know, you wait till later in the season. I've always heard it talked about as it's almost 4 segments. That's what it divides into, 4 segments in the season. You got your first 4 games. Those 4 games, everybody's kind of get their offense installed. The second 4 games, people are starting to counterpunch a little bit. The offenses are adjusted to the defenses, and then the next 4 games, the defenses really start to adjust again. And those last 4 games, the home stretch, was getting hot down that stretch.
Right.
And you've seen like the Giants and the Steelers and the Panthers and people like that get hot over those last 5 games and make runs deep into the playoffs.
The Giants ain't doing it.
The Giants are not going to do it.
That offensive line is trash, and people keep but Eli holds that ball too. I don't care no matter. Eli holds that ball a lot, but I would be scared too behind that offensive line.
Oh yeah,
that is horrible.
It is. It's a shame that they've deteriorated to that point. It's a great franchise, and they've really fallen down. But the other team that's local for us here is the Ravens. Didn't grow up a Ravens fan, but I'm telling you, I'm watching them, and they've got a scary good defense.
That defense, but I gotta say it. I believe in the Ravens. It was the Bengals and the Browns, and we know what the Bengals and the Browns are. We got Andy Dalton fighting for his job. You know, he hasn't thrown a touchdown yet.
Right.
So it's the Bengals and the Browns. I need to see them against competition, but I've always believed in the Ravens defense when healthy. Terrell Suggs is like old Terrell Suggs right now.
10 interceptions. They've got 10 interceptions through 2 games.
But it was against Deshaun Kaiser and Andy Dalton.
Good point, for sure. Well, they're going to play in London early tomorrow morning.
The Jags, ain't it?
Against the Jaguars, who have given them trouble over the
game.
last 2 years. They've given them trouble over the last 2 years. The one game here in Baltimore, I think the Jags won on a late field goal. And then last year in Jacksonville, what was the outcome of that game? I can't remember.
I don't remember, but I just have a feeling that it's a sleeper.
Yeah.
But not even because Jaguars are used to playing in London.
Yes.
So I think that is going to help them too. Yeah. And we'll see. That defense has gotten better.
Yeah.
Bortles is surprising me. Tom Coughlin is a bad boy.
Yeah.
You have to give just due. Tom Coughlin is doing his job up there in the front office.
Yes, he is.
So I think that game's a sleeper. I think if that offense doesn't show up, they'll hurt.
I think you're right. And a couple other teams I've been keeping my eye on at a distance is the Raiders, the Broncos after what they did to Dallas. Those are some teams that are pretty dangerous. I think the AFC West is
crazy.
It's crazy good.
The Chargers should be 2-0.
Yeah.
That's the sad thing about it. They should be, but they're the Chargers where they lose how they lose.
I feel bad for Phillip Rivers.
I don't.
I've never been a real fan of his, but...
You know why I don't?
Why?
Because he they always show up in the second half. But you, as that leader,
Yeah.
you know, it can't always be the other guys.
Yeah.
You've been here how long? And your numbers are always good.
Right.
But he's done some questionable picks.
Yeah.
He's done some questionable things. But I do believe he should have asked out a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, he's a loyal guy. I mean, he stayed there. So I'll come back around to my favorite team, which is the Steelers. It's hard to be a Steelers fan in Baltimore. It's hard to be a Steelers fan with a friend that's a Patriots fan. But, you know, we've gotten beat down by the Patriots. I acknowledge that.
But your offense is great.
The offense is going to get there this year. I think it's going to ultimately get there. The question is, did they get enough pieces on defense that when they get into a game, whether it's against what looks like the renewed Kansas City Chiefs with better weapons, the Patriots who always know how to pick the Steelers apart, somebody else in the NFC like, the Green Bay Packers look like they're ragged right now, but Aaron Rodgers picks people apart. They get into a game like that. Do they have enough in Artie Burns, Sean Davis, Joe Hayden? These pieces that they're starting to put together in the defensive backfield.
Yeah.
They have enough pieces now?
I love Hayden. I'm happy I'm happy he got away from Cleveland. But I feel like the question's going to come when you guys have to play man.
Yeah.
That's always been the problem. And that's how Tom Brady has picked the Steelers apart. Because he know you're going to play zone.
Right.
But it's because the pieces, you can't implement a man coverage if you don't have the pieces to do that.
Personnel, that's right.
So I want to see them a game. I need to see them in a game against a team of weapons. And that's how that'll be able to decipher it. Because then I'll be able to say, okay, he can cover him. He can cover him. It's a different game, because if y'all defense could just don't break.
Right.
With that offense, when Le'Veon Bell, you gotta understand, he's been going a little bit. He's going against it. He's Le'Veon Bell. I think he's the best receiver in the game. And then I'm gonna go David Johnson and Zeke. I don't know. That line is something else over there in Dallas. But if y'all can do that, they can't cover Bryant, Brown, Bell, and that tight end y'all got.
Juju Smith-Schuster, the new rookie wide
Yeah,
receiver.
they can't cover all of y'all. And if
Right.
y'all could keep people off of the field, you can keep your defense off of the field. So if your defense could just cover people and your offense have a balanced attack, y'all are dangerous. But I just don't believe you will.
No, I got you. We got a long way to go. 16 more weeks. We'll see how it turns out.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully we'll catch you again sometime here on Butcher
Anytime.
Sports. How about shouting out your Twitter, your Instagram? Let them know.
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Dev Dapree, DEVDAPREE. And check me out at DevDapreeMusic.com. Remember, get Queen Soul on iTunes, Spotify, and Tidal. And I love being here. Thank you, Frank, man.
Thank you, Dev.
Appreciate it.
All right.